Kelp's rsETH exploit drained about $293 million and turned one restaking breach into a wider DeFi stress event. The important part is not only the stolen value. The important part is how quickly rsETH risk spread into lending markets that treated the asset as collateral. Liquid restaking tokens are used to represent staked assets while still allowing users to move or borrow against them. When confidence in that token breaks, every protocol connected to it has to decide whether to freeze, restrict, or absorb the risk. That is why the user impact can extend beyond one app. Anyone using a connected lending market has to care about the quality of collateral accepted by that market. 23,677 is about non-isolated lending. In a non-isolated lending market, many collateral assets share the same risk environment. That can be efficient when everything works, because users can borrow against a broad set of tokens. It becomes dangerous when one collateral token is compromised. A problem with rsETH can affect users who never touched Kelp directly if their lending platform also accepts rsETH or depends on markets connected to it. Isolation is the safety idea. Keep one weak collateral asset from pulling other users into the blast zone. In simple terms, non-isolated design can make one token's failure everyone's problem. It turns collateral selection into a platform-wide safety decision. The bridge angle made the incident sharper. Cross-chain bridges move value or messages between blockchains, and that creates extra places where validation can fail. Kelp paused smart contracts connected to rsETH while the attack was investigated. A pause can protect users from more damage, but it also tells the market that normal operations are no longer reliable. In DeFi, trust is mechanical. Users need to know whether collateral is backed, withdrawals work, and related markets can price the asset without guessing. At least 9 DeFi platforms were affected or took protective action, including Aave, Fluid, Compound Finance, Sparkland, and Euler. That is why 23,677 is a contagion story rather than one isolated exploit. Protocols connected through collateral, lending, or integrations can move from normal trading to emergency risk controls in hours. A freeze may be the safer choice, but it also changes user access. Borrowers, lenders, and liquidity providers can all be affected even if their own account was not directly attacked. The affected platforms did not all have the same exposure, but the need to react showed how interconnected DeFi risk can be. A token problem can become a risk management meeting across the sector. The broader security lesson is asset vetting. Before a token becomes lending collateral, teams have to ask whether it has bridge risk, admin risk, liquidity risk, or a single point of failure. Those checks sound slow, but the Kelp event shows why speed can be expensive. Crypto losses from hacks, code exploits, and scams reached hundreds of millions in the first quarter of 2026 before this incident added more pressure. A lending market is only as strong as the weakest collateral path it accepts. The amount lost is only one measurement. The more durable damage is the time users spend waiting for markets, collateral values, and withdrawal paths to become trustworthy again. The next signal for 23,677 is how rsETH markets reopen, what limits remain, and whether affected platforms change collateral rules. If risk controls stay tight, DeFi users will know the system is still repairing trust. If markets reopen with clearer isolation and stronger bridge checks, the sector gets a concrete improvement from a costly failure. The user takeaway is practical. In connected lending markets, the asset you never bought can still affect the platform you use. Users should also watch communication around withdrawals and market limits. Clear timelines help restore confidence, while vague reopening plans leave lenders and borrowers guessing.